Match number 5 of the evening would see some female talent on show as CPW original Jazz the Ripper with her flock member Alex Mercy coming to ringside with her would take on former NXT UK superstar Millie McKenzie. That's right, I told you there was some major Brit Rest talent in the house, and Millie McKenzie, as I say, she's just Millie McKenzie was in the house. Now to start the match, she had such a creepy approach from Jazz the Ripper. It was just, and the early lockup would see Millie McKenzie she was bigger than Jazz, and she'd use her size to her advantage. She would take control of the arm, and get an early 2 count, early near fall. She'd then offer up a test of strength, and Jazz would look absolutely confused by this. She's like, what do I do with my hands? What's this all about? But she'd look confused. Millie McKenzie would then hit the drop kick for a 2 count and start to beat down. At this point, Jazz would lose absolute control. She'd start scratching at her opponent. You know, the woman's psychotic, absolutely psychotic. As you probably saw in the picture that I had with her, she is one scary individual. She is one scary lass. I'm telling you, what goes on in her mind, I do not want to know. Anyway, she'd hit some corner attacks and she'd carry on beating down. She was so creepy at this point. She'd face plant Millie McKenzie for a 2 count. But McKenzie was not out of this one. She'd then McKenzie would hit a suplex for a 2 count. She'd then start to beat down herself. She'd hit another suplex for a 2 count again. And she'd take control of the head. But then Jazz would get to show a bit of her skill. She'd hit an arm drag and then a springboard arm drag. A beautiful springboard arm drag. And then followed up by a suplex for a 2 count. Impressive from the smaller woman to hit that suplex on Millie McKenzie. McKenzie would head outside, but she'd bump into the hypnotized, under the influence of Jazz, Alex Mercy, who would cause the distraction, and Jazz would dive from the apron. Jazz would then get McKenzie back in the ring. She'd hit a spike DDT for a 2 count, but McKenzie was not out of this one. She'd fight back into it. Jazz would even hit a code breaker, but and Alex Mercy would come into the ring at this point, put Jazz onto his shoulders, and she'd hit a crossbody, and then she'd hit she'd hit a Sister Abigail for a 2 count. But Millie McKenzie was not one to be defeated easily in this one. She'd hit the suplex, and then she'd deliver a hellacious-looking spear to pick up the win. After the match, Alex Mercy would get in the ring. And I mean, he's not a small individual, but Millie McKenzie was not intimidated by him at all, and she would hit a suplex on him. There you go, Alex, have that. Anyway, this was a good match between these two. You know, they put on a really good show, and Jazz got to showcase her skills against a very well-established talent in Millie McKenzie. Obviously, difficult against a well-established superstar, but she gave it her all. Now, Millie was not. She was intimidated at first, but she didn't let it put her off, and she wasn't intimidated by Alex Mercy being outside the ring either, and she just. So anyway, Jazz got to showcase her talent. She got to be creepy in this one. She got to, we got to see a bit of Alex Mercy. We got to see what they're all about. She gave her all against a well-established opponent, as I say, and it was a very good showing from her. Millie McKenzie, obviously, there's a reason why she was signed up by WWE in the first place. She's an incredible talent. She's very, very good in the ring. You know, I love seeing Millie in action. Seen her a few times now. Can't wait to see more of her. Hope to see her in lots of different companies, in lots of different rings. But at this one, she gave an absolute showcase of herself and was a well-deserved victory in this one. Anyway, if you get a chance to see either of these women in action, you know, you're not going to be disappointed. They know what they're doing in ring, and it was just a fantastic match. You will not be disappointed. Go check them out live for yourselves.